So, Paul thinks that monogamy is a load of nonsense. Yes. And I disagree strongly. So, watch to the end to find out how we resolve this issue.
We're happy Heathers, and yeah, monogamy. To me, monogamy is not natural. It's really oversold. Like you kind of, oh, it's blissful. You get with somebody and you're happy ever after. It's a load of crap.
Oh my God, Paul. We're humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have complex needs and emotions and different things like that need to, come into. We've evolved as well, I suppose, from being cavemen.
But we're humans. But we are still an animal, a human animal. And we're not that evolved from certain species of animals. Monogamy in nature is not the norm. It's the exception to the rule.
In nature. So when you refer to nature now.
And we are in nature.
Yes, but we have a lot of complex needs and values and emotions.
So do monkeys.
Society and the whole thing.
Lizards.
Yes, but we're not animals, Paul.
We are human animals.
Rational people.
What does monogamy do for you?
Well, I have to say, right, first of all, if we just go back, I suppose, a couple of steps and look at, your example of monkeys and animals in nature, really, they're acting on instinct only, but we have something far greater than that. We have a mind, you know what I mean? We can think about what we want to do in our future. They need their instinct, and part of that is procreation, but for humans, it's different. Yes, they feel a lot of the same emotions, but they don't have a mind. They
do
cannot
have a
think.
mind.
Not the same way we do.
And when it comes to sex,
the same intellect.
us humans, we don't necessarily use our minds at all. It is instinct.
I disagree. I think, women absolutely need their mind intact for all things sexual.
Oh no, I think you said something
you're
contradictory in
more
a previous video.
Animalistic here, Paul.
Well, some people might like that. Put up my Tinder profile. Animalistic. There's probably a whole niche in Tinder.
Paul is available, by the way.
Not only to humans.
There'll be any bestiality here.
No, there will not be.
But he doesn't want a monogamous relationship.
No, but you see, I think look, if I told you that you could only eat turkey forevermore in your life, that's all you can eat, no matter what restaurant you go to, what supermarket you shop in, that you can only eat turkey for the rest of your life, how happy would you be?
That is food, Paul. It's for consumption. My husband is not for he's not, to be just wasted
human consumption
and put out. Ended No, I love the unity of our marriage. I do not want to share him with anybody. I don't want to be shared with anybody either. I love the emotional and intellectual connection that we have as a couple together, and I just don't like it. Don't like it.
For me, I think monogamy limits variety. Again, what if you're told you could only wear the same outfit forevermore?
Yeah, but that's different. It's completely different.
It's limiting you. You have no choice anymore. You have to be with this one person.
But what about their emotions around being hurt if somebody goes off, if they're with somebody else?
But we did touch on in a previous video polyamory, where you can have multiple partners and it does work.
Yeah.
I think monogamy doesn't work for everybody, and my argument is that it shouldn't be the norm. Just because in society we've decided that it is the norm, that people get married, they bring up kids, they have a mortgage, they have a dog, they have bills. Why should it be? And I suppose, I'm talking about a lot of Western societies, in some cultures, monogamy is not the norm.
Yeah. Yeah.
That when they talk about it's not, it's a village that brings up a child. Literally, sometimes it is because that child might have, I was going to say multiple fathers,
multiple mummies.
But that people aren't monogamous. That they will just go and I don't know if it's some Japanese society thing. I must look it up again. I remember hearing something about it on a podcast, where at night you're in your hut or whatever, and somebody come and knock on the door. You let them in. It could be a different person the next night. You could go to somebody. It might even be the whole night. You might have a few different visits.
I think you might be thinking about these sects or cults. The mentality there. I was watching something on Netflix a while back about all of these women, and they all had just one husband, but the leader, it was a Mormon.
Oh, they were all married to the one man.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he had hundreds of wives, like hundreds.
Yeah, so that was monogamy
They were so
for them.
Well,
For the women, it was,
yes,
but for
they
the man
weren't
it
allowed to
wasn't.
be with anybody else, but he could be with as many as
So
he
how do you feel
wanted.
about that?
I think it's disgusting, actually. Yeah, no, I don't like it. Don't agree with it at all. I think it's horrible. I think those women were in an abusive relationship. You know, some of them felt, you know, fine about it and they liked the sisterhood of it all. But, you know, the vast majority weren't happy with that, you know.
But you know the way you like...
Then he had his favourites.
Oh, okay.
It's like, Jesus. No.
Do you know the way you like different things at different times? You go through different phases. Music is a good example.
Okay.
You know, I listen to a wide range of music, but sometimes I just kind of go, I just want to listen to a bit of dance music. And other times I kind of go, I can't stand that, I'm going to listen to some classical music.
Yeah.
So it's the choice.
Yeah.
Again, if it was curtailed to just having one particular channel of music to listen to forevermore, I'd go mad. I'd go completely mad.
Oh my gosh.
So it's the choice. So with a person, you can be with a person, certainly up until, I think it was 1980s when we brought in divorce in Ireland, that you could be just stuck with somebody that you hate how they snore, they fart in bed, they leave their underwear on the floor, you know, to kick the dog every time they come into the house. And you're stuck with that person because you've married them. You have to be faithful to them and only them.
But I think that comes back to like really strict Catholic Ireland. Like we're obviously from Ireland, and you know there's a very strict kind of regime, I suppose, around that, where you cannot break out of marriage. You know, that's one of the beliefs, I suppose, that's bestowed upon us. But I think that's well and truly gone out the door.
So you think divorce is a good thing?
I do. Oh yeah.
So therefore,
no,
you are agreeing with me then that you don't have to be with one person, that you can abandon that person and you kind of go, I'm going to be with this person.
Yes, if you abandon them. But monogamy and, you know, saying I'm ending this relationship and I'm going into another one, that's a different thing.
Oh, but would it be a nice thing, like if you could say, honey, I'm just popping out for a while to be with somebody, I'll be back later.
No.
Can you have my dinner done and my ironing?
Let us know in the comments down below what your views are on this topic. But I certainly don't like the way this is going at all. No, I wouldn't like it.
You wouldn't like that at all?
No. I think that, you know, when you're in your youth, it's time to experiment and find out, you know, what suits you definitely. You know, like maybe a polyamorous relationship where you know, have one person for one thing and somebody for something else is fine. And I agree with that. I think it's wonderful if people are able to do that and that's what suits them. Then fantastic, because I can see actually in the current society how that would work best. Like if you got into a marriage and you had children, you have the mortgage and the dog and the whole lot, and you know, it's not viable maybe to move out of the house because both of you are strangled by a mortgage, so you can't afford to actually move out with a new partner or just end that marriage or that relationship.
You're stuck in monogamy,
So
you're agreeing
there.
with me.
But then I would say, well, this is different though. It's like both people make a decision that, okay, we don't love each other, so we sleep in separate bedrooms. We have to share the same home, and you know, it's easier for rearing the children or whatever to stay in the same home and do it this way, and then have a boyfriend or girlfriend outside of that. Okay. But you don't still come home and sleep with your ex-husband or wife, like on top of that. Right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's out.
So basically what I'm actually saying is that I believe that the norm should be that you do have a choice.
Yeah, I do agree
that
with
it's
that.
not inflicted on you that you should be monogamous.
Yeah.
If it doesn't suit you.
I think a good society, you know, will slap a few chains around our ankles, you know, regards to monogamy and relationships and marriage, and tell us what should be acceptable or what we should do. And I think we've fallen, you know, victim to that over the years, especially here in Ireland anyway, you know, what we're allowed to do and what we're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
But definitely I think people should have choice. I do agree with that. Yeah.
We are the Happy Headers. Comment, like, subscribe. Talk to you soon.